Yo, what's going on, Lakers fans? So, for today's film session, we are going to be going over some Mark Williams tape. I figured you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing my complaints about my questions and concerns with Mark Williams' game. So, today I figured that I would talk about some of my favorite things with regards to Mark Williams. So, I have about 5 favorite things that I want to highlight that I really am intrigued by with regards to Mark Williams. So, with that said, let's get into the tape. And as I transition us over to some of the clips that I've pulled, and once again, as I put on my spectacles, because I am indeed geriatric, if you guys could please do me a favor and like this video, comment down below, and most importantly, please subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And if you guys want to guess how old I actually am, I bet you won't be able to guess it right, but feel free to do so in the comments below. All right, let's look at the clips that I've pulled up. So, for my first Mark Williams related favorite thing, I just want to talk about and highlight how forceful and powerful a finisher he is at the rim. So, for this first clip I have pulled up, we've got Mark Williams battling down low with Mason Plumlee, and immediately you can kind of already see him tussling around in the paint. But because Mark Williams is so sort of strong and sturdy, you'll see him kind of gain the advantage here. And then obviously you'll see what happens next. Mark Williams shoulders him and then sledgehammer of death. Look at that. 7'7" wingspan on display right there. And then Mark Williams stares at Mason Plumlee afterwards. Let's take a look at the next clip. All right, there you go. So this one involves Lakers trade target favorite, Jonas Valanciunas. So this one's going to come off of a putback. Let's watch it again. Grabs the ball and all in one motion, 2 hands and then one-handed sledgehammer. Again, just so impressive by Mark Williams, and the amount of power and force he goes up with is quite domineering and scary to go up against. Let's look at the next clip. What's this one? Oh, down the lane. Nikola Vucevic, another Lakers fan favorite, obviously does not do anything. If you watch my Nikola Vucevic video, you know that he wouldn't go up and contest that shot, especially when Mark Williams is coming down the lane. Let's watch that one more time. My goodness, look at how high he gets up on this jam. Let's watch it one more time. That, folks, is what you call a freight train. Puts the ball down one dribble and then slams it down with such ferocity. Let's look at I think our last clip in this segment. Oh my God, Marvin Bagley, get the hell out of the way. Nice pass by LaMelo Ball here. Marvin Bagley goes up to contest, but it doesn't matter because Mark Williams goes up strong with 2 hands, and as he often does, likes to hang on the rim with one hand because he can do that with his 9'9" standing reach. Moving on to the next clip. I don't even know who that Piston is. I don't think I have that in slow motion. Let's watch this clip again. I believe I can't even tell on this clip who he posterizes, but here he is again. Top of the key, coming down like a freight train, 2-handed jam, and one. Amazing. Slides on the floor for good effect. All right, last clip. What do we have here? I think this is the pick and roll play. He's just going to go up strong for a nice 2-handed jam again, and there is nothing the Blazers can do. Toumani Camara tries to contest it. Doesn't matter. All right, so let's move on to my next Mark Williams-related favorite thing, and I want to talk about his offensive rebounding because this dude is an offensive rebounding monster. So let's watch this play against the Brooklyn Nets. You'll see him near the bottom of the basket. Dorian Finney-Smith is still a net here. I believe Daron Sharp is there as well. Let's watch the play unfold. Missed shot. Mark Williams gets it and goes up strong with both hands. Watch him sort of like clear space on Dorian Finney-Smith, grab it out of the air with both hands and go up strong. So yeah, I just love the way that Mark Williams fights for positioning under the basket whenever a shot goes up. And because he has such a big body and because he's so physical and built like a rock, he can easily like move guys around. when he goes up, guys just bounce off of him. Look at that strong board. Dorian Finney-Smith. Dorian Finney-Smith is not a great rebounder already in general, but the fact that Mark Williams, and look at Dorian Finney-Smith try and hold him. It doesn't matter. Dude's a monster. All right, let's watch the next play. Look at him get the offensive board, fight for it, and go up strong with two hands. Now, he probably could have been called for an over the back foul here, but just look at that. When this dude fights for the ball, because he's so long, he has that 7'7" wingspan, there's really no one stopping him if he has the motive to go after the ball. And it's just really infectious to watch him crash the glass. This next play against the Wizards. This one, he kind of taps it to himself, regathers, and puts it down. Look at this. Misses the alley-oop, grabs the offensive rebound with both hands, secures it. Got all these Wizards swiping at him. It doesn't matter. Probably could have used some better effort on the Wizards' end, but you know what? Mark Williams took advantage of their laxness. All right, these last two plays are just going to be quick, explosive putbacks. I don't have these in slow motion, but let's just watch them anyways because, again, it just shows Mark Williams' proficiency and adeptness at knowing how to follow the ball and immediately come down with it in such a forceful manner. We've got Gordon Hayward here, misses the shot. Mark Williams just goes up and jams it. This one, LaMelo misses. Mark Williams, geez, the power that he has once again. Let's watch those two dunks again. Easy putback, but this one's really fun. Just skies and flushes it. All right, so that is my second Mark Williams related favorite thing. Let's move on to number 3 and talk about this weird, quirky mid-range floater that Mark Williams has in his bag that kind of shows off his nice shooting touch. He's not a mid-range jump shooter, but he's got good touch around the rim, and also he's a pretty decent free throw shooter as a big man, and I think that comes into play when you see this little interesting push shot in the mid-range that he likes to deploy. Let's watch the plays here. There's Mark Williams cutting. Boom, floater. Floater. And this is like a good counter from Mark Williams where he doesn't have to barrel in too many times into the paint and get an offensive rebound. He can just hit this nice shot. You can tell how soft it is right there. I think this... And yeah, I just think this floater adds so much more dimensionality to his offensive game that makes him so lethal. That's why he's able to put up, 30-plus point games. It's because he doesn't always have to barrel into the lane. He doesn't always have to post up. It's kind of within the flow of the offense. It's almost Anthony Davis-like, this floater shot of his that he has in his arsenal. And I apologize that I don't have any slow motion versions of these clips, but let's just go through the whole cycle once again. Mark Williams... Nice floater. There he is in the middle, in the gap. Pure touch. Very soft. Şengün can't block it. Nice skying arc. A lot of control in these floaters as well. You can tell it's very intentional on his part. These shots are something that he actually practices. And yeah, again, I hope he can continue developing it. And that one's like a legitimate mid-range jump shot at the end. All right, so that is my third Mark Williams favorite thing. Let's move on to my fourth thing that I like about his game. And let's talk about him closing out to shooters and blocking jump shots. Now, this is an area of his game that can be kind of tricky because Mark Williams doesn't have great lateral speed. And if he closes out wrong or doesn't get the block shot, the ball handler can easily breeze past him and he's kind of left in the dust. But in the times where he is able to shuffle his feet and he is able to trap the shooter or ball handler, he is a very effective closeout shot blocker. So let's watch some of these plays. You will see the ball swing to the corner and Mark Williams sees where the pass is going. Let's watch it. KJ Martin, nope, blocked by Mark Williams. Tyrese Maxey, the pass, Mark Williams coming at him, flying at him, and gets it at its peak. So very impressive shot block by Mark Williams there. And I can only imagine as the shooter how scary it must feel to see this 245-pound, 7'7" wingspan, 7'2" center lunging at you. And even if you're able to get the shot off, it doesn't matter. His arms are so long that he's able to catch it at its peak. Next play. Swing it to Lonzo Ball. Boom. It does not matter. There's Mark Williams. Look at him. He's scrambling, flying out of bounds with the ball. Amazing. Really fun whenever he closes out to a shooter. This one, Josh Giddey, Lonzo's teammate. Doesn't matter. This is a record scratch moment. Josh Giddey actually gets it out of his hand here. Doesn't matter. Look at that. Mark Williams just swats it midair. And that just kind of shows you like the high ceiling this guy has because of his insane measurables. All right, so for these last three plays where Mark Williams also gets the block shot on players' jump shots, these ones involve him having to move his feet a little bit. And I don't have these in slow motion, but I'm going to play them for you. You will see Mark Williams at the left corner wing of the three-point line. Kristaps Porzingis is the screener, and he's eventually going to meet Peyton Pritchard at the level of the ball. So let's watch this play. There's Peyton Pritchard. He traps him, does a good job shuffling his feet, stays with him, and then blocks him with the back of his hand. Very impressive. There's Peyton Pritchard. Mark Williams gets some help from his teammate. He dribbles. Mark Williams misses it, and then boom, blocks it with the back of his hand. Just a super impressive play by Mark Williams. Next play. All right, this one is against Trae Young. You'll see Mark Williams at the top of the key trying to face guard him, and Trae Young's going to try and dribble around him. Dribble. Doesn't matter. Mark Williams step back, blocks the shot, takes it the other way for the nice one-handed easy jam. And then this one, you'll see Jason Tatum backing out to the three-point line, but Mark Williams will hound him out there. Boom. Blocks the shot with the tip of his fingers. So, all right, let's move on to my last favorite thing about Mark Williams' game that I want to highlight, and let's talk about Mark Williams' good 5-out screening fundamentals. Let's watch the play. You'll see him set the screen, dribble handoff to Brandon Miller, set another screen, and then roll. So LaMelo gives him the ball here, gives it back to LaMelo, and then he pitches it to Brandon Miller off the DHO, sets the solid screen, and then waits and then rolls. So what I really like about Mark Williams' screening game is he's a very patient screener and DHO hub for the rest of his teammates. And so he already has pretty solid 5-out principles as a screener and dribble handoff guy, which will fit perfectly with JJ Redick's 5-out schemes. In a lot of ways, he's like Jackson Hayes. Let's watch that play again. So he's at the top of the three-point line here. He's going to get the ball, but then pitch it back. Screens, Brandon Miller jump shot. Just really like his awareness on the court. He knows where he needs to go, where the ball handlers are. Look at that solid screen set on Devin Booker. He kind of gets that body blow, and Brandon Miller is able to just pull up for the shot. All right, let's move on to the next play. Dribble handoff, sets the screen, rolls, easy mid-range jump shot for Brandon Miller. Or I don't know if it's easy, but Mark Williams helps free him up here. Snags the guy, rolls properly, mid-range jump shot. All right, this next play. Look at him repositioning and resetting the screen 3 different times there for Vasily Micic. DHO, screen, re-angles the screen, boom, and then prepares to not even roll. He just sets the screen there. So yeah, man, he has really good instincts as a 5-out screener, and the amount of screen assists he gets on the season is pretty impressive. That's like a majority of how he gets his assists, actually, as a DHO guy. All right, so this next play, you already have Mark Williams at the top of the three-point line. He's dribbling the ball. He's dribbling the ball for the sole purpose of handing this off and then doing his job as a screener. So let's watch it. Hands it off to Brandon Miller, sets the solid screen, and look at him holding. Boom. So yeah, that's the other thing about Mark Williams. When he sets a screen, he erases people. He is a mountain of a screener. And what I like best about Mark Williams is that he just stays there. He may have been called for holding there if a ref was actually looking closely, but he makes sure he doesn't slip too early or even slip too often. He holds guys in place because of how big he is and how solidly he stands his ground. And it frees up Brandon Miller here for the open 3-point shot. Boom. Next play. Screen sets for the off ball guy, gets the ball, dribble handoff, sets another screen. Boom, 3-point shot. All right, so those are Mark Williams' great screening fundamentals in a 5-out system. Lastly, but not leastly, I also want to show you guys his improvement as a short roll passer, kind of related to 5-out spacing and screening. But one thing that Mark Williams has really improved upon since coming into the NBA is his ability to make the right reads as the short roll man. And this was something that he did not have in his processing tool bag coming out of Duke. He was completely raw. He didn't know how to pitch it to the next guy, pitch it to the open guy off the roll. He would typically just put his head down and barrel through and try to get a bucket on his own. But let's watch some of these short roll passing plays. You'll see him at the top of the key here. Set the screen. He's going to roll, and you'll see what happens next. Sets the screen, rolls, stops, pitches it out to Josh Green, I believe, for the open 3. Here's the slow-mo, screen, rolls, gets the bounce pass, stops, pitches it to the open guy on the baseline, and boom. I don't think that's Josh Green. This next one, roll man, dribbles, and then a nice bounce pass to Brandon Miller. There's the pass. He waits instead of dribbling it to take it himself. Nice bounce pass to Brandon Miller on the baseline. I don't think he had that pass in his bag earlier on in his career. Here's another play, sets the screen, rolls, and then boom, lasers it right to the corner for 3. Just a really smart pass there and a pretty accurate one as well. He put a lot of sauce on that one. Actually, no. That's a really good pass. Boom, there it is. All right, so that does it for today's film session. Let me know what you guys think about this segment. These are a few of my favorite things, the Mark Williams edition. If you guys like it enough, I may keep it going for any new players that the Lakers acquire. Let me know in the comments below. Most importantly, please hit this channel up with a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that said, looking forward to watching Mark Williams debut as a Laker in the next game or two. And obviously looking forward to watching Luka Doncic debut as well. All right, guys, with that said, have a great weekend. I will catch you guys later. This has been Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast. Peace.